MIL sneaking in our house and is now trying to get her house back. Hello. So I will try to make this short if possible. I'm a bit confused as to how I should continue this relationship. First of all, I'm male. My wife is 50/50 split between having her head deep in her mother's but and not wanting to have anything to do with her. It's complicated. My relationship to MIL was always awkward. She didn't want her precious daughter to leave home and build up her own family, so she always tried to shackle my wife as near to her as possible and used every possible trick up her sleeve to achieve exactly that. From fake illness to emotional stirrups to last-second unnoticed vacations we had to come with, and my wife not once, until now, grasped that what her mother was doing was wrong. So, around 6 months ago, MIL and FIL bought a new house, smaller one, as they didn't need all that space at their old home. At first I personally wasn't interested in that house, but somehow my MIL convinced my wife to convince me to buy the house from them, so we can buy cheap and live with one less worry. I was completely against the purchase of that house. It was incredibly near to the new home, 30-minute walking distance, and the amount they asked for, $450K, was not justified for the state the house was in. Long story short, my wife got extremely upset with me not wanting the house and I just gave up and said yes. So yay, we own a house now. For info. We got the keys, documents, everything is on paper. Nothing is in their name anymore, it's all on us now. And for the past few months of us moving in, renovating a bit here and there, all seemed well. They never came to visit, we always visited them and the house was fine after some work, still a lot to fix. But I noticed a few things. Whenever we are gone for more than 8+ hours or a few days and then return to the house, it seems like someone was inside. I could have sworn some of my stuff was moved. A few times it smelled like gas, as if I left something on the kitchen running and the sink in one of the bathrooms was wet. Even so, I always wipe it dry after using. Even my wife found it odd, and after the gas incident she was alarmed. So I figured, MIL has probably a key still in her possession that we don't know of and she snoops around. I bought 2 cheap cameras and installed them so I could see the entrance and the living room, as those two are connected, plus, as someone suggested on here, I changed out the locks by buying completely new secure doors and having them changed out, as well as new window security, as all of those were old. 2 days after everything was changed I got a text from MIL saying that I'm an evil person trying to destroy everything she loves, and that she wants the house back from us, as she isn't tolerating how we are treating her old property. I asked her where this came from all of a sudden and her answer was, "You're destroying our old home. The door was a precious memento and we shouldn't have changed it out without asking her first." I told her that house was no longer hers and we could do whatever we wanted. Didn't hear back from her until now. She now wants her house back because we're apparently not fit to be homeowners. She is giving us back $430K of the $450K, as they already spent $20K and want everything back. I told her to go eat grass and that the home is now ours. I already had the police at my door. Can you imagine what it looked like for me to explain to them that this house was legally mine? They fucking laughed. And the worst? My wife says to just get the old door back in. I don't get my MIL, that I'm okay with. But I don't get how my wife can be so deep up her bullshit. If it were for me, I would go no contact and leave it at that, but my wife is just glued to her. I can't even enjoy a marriage anymore. It doesn't feel like her and I, it feels like her, I, and her bats hit mother. FIL is alright. Just a normal person, most of the time fed up with MIL's bullshit too, but he can't be bothered to actually hold her back. I'm stressed, angry and really disappointed. Advice please? Update. So quite a lot happened since yesterday. I stopped answering most comments, as I was just taking in everyone's advice, thoughts and own experiences. First, some info again. Some people were concerned dropping off the door would mean she could copy the keys. Not possible, as both the door and locks were replaced with high security keys. I know a locksmith could still duplicate them, but that would take some time. Some were worried about birth control. Don't worry, I can't even think of sex right now. Concerning security, no, I did not catch MIL on camera. I installed them in conjunction with the change of the door and locks, and I don't see a point in spending money on more cameras, Ring doorbells, etc. Some asked if MIL had more children. Nope. Single child. I paid the entire $450K, my wife didn't pay for the house, renovations, nothing. She bounces from one job to another, trying to find something fitting. This has always been the case. I don't mind supporting her, but I feel a bit leeched off sometimes. Now to the actual update. I called FIL and asked him if he would meet me for a coffee and that I wanted to talk. Bless him, he did exactly that. We sat down. I asked him to please just listen and not interrupt. I must have talked for close to 2 hours. This man sipped his coffee, listened, sighed and said the following in short. MIL's plan was it to sell us the house, rebuy it, making us literally homeless, so we couldn't say no to her offer so we would live with her and FIL. FIL did try to hold MIL back but failed. He was extremely upset about the police call, upset about only offering $430K back and upset in general that she's going this far, to shackle her daughter. His offer and advice: take MIL's $430K offer, I will set up a legally binding contract under FIL and myself, he will give me the $20K plus what I put in renovations etc. without MIL knowing, that would bring me close to $500K. He told me to pack it up and just leave after a stern talk with wife, she won't wake up if it's me versus MIL as long as one of us is in close proximity. He looked sad and upset. We hugged at the end and he told me to not be too saddened by all of this and sometimes we need to make hard decisions and I would regret if I didn't do this. There was more talk obviously but this is the short and interesting part. Back home, I talked with my wife, calm tone and manner, she didn't see no evil from her mother, said her mother needs a lot of attention and love like most elderly ladies and oftentimes she sounds meaner than she actually is but that she only wants the best for us. Us? No, what's best for her and only her own intentions. We argued a bit back and forth and my wife is 100% behind her mother and said I should get some therapy to get out of the obsession I have with demonizing her mother. I stood up and left. Slept at a friend's that night. I offered couples and individual counseling. It was denied. Apparently I'm the only one that needs special attention, as she called it. And I guess that's exactly what I need. Special attention. By myself, for myself. I already messaged FIL. It's not worth it. Thank you everyone. Thank you for taking the time and helping out and listening to someone you don't know. I might take this homeless opportunity and money to get out a bit, explore and breathe freely for once. Update 2. Hello. It's been 4 months now since I came here to ask for advice, maybe some of you still remember what it was about. Well, a lot happened. As you know, FIL offered to repay me behind his wife's back. Well, at first I thought to just take this offer and move on, but after reading what some of you wrote about how it sounded too good to be true and why I should give in, I refused. I don't want this to get too long, so here is what happened the past 4 months. Kicked my wife out, back at her mother's. I still own the house, got all the repairs and changes done, since then I've been renting it out. Gave her old precious memento door back, smiley face. MIL got handcuffed and had a nice drive around back in the car of the police after she tried to assault the new house tenants, as this was her house. Just 2 weeks ago my ex-wife tried to contact me and how she can't keep living with her mother, but she doesn't have enough income to live on her own, man shrugging, medium skin tone. Have been traveling a lot after I got everything sorted out, been to northern and southern Germany, met tons of nice people and saw some beautiful remote places. All in all, life after kicking out my then wife has been good. I never realized how shackled thoughts and actions were while being with her after we moved closer to her parents. I now live in a nice 2.5-room apartment near a small city, enjoy myself and take everything slowly, focus on work, myself and just relaxing for once. You wouldn't believe how happy I am that we never had children together. Thank you.